Hey guys, it's Jonathan. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the pen tool in Adobe Illustrator. I use the pen tool in so much of my graphic design work. I use it to design logos, when I'm vectorizing fonts, and also illustrations. I think it's one of the most fundamental skills you should learn in Illustrator. You can also grab the free practice sheet that I'll be using in this video in the link below. So don't forget to pick that up and follow along in the video. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're in Illustrator and you can download and use this free guide, and this is the best way, and this is the way that I learned personally when I started using the pen tool. So I'll take you through the stages. So the first one is just working out the straights, and then once we get to here we can start working out some more complex shapes using the pen tool. The second one is understanding how the curve of the pen tool works, and then from there you can put those two together and you'll see how you can design logos and fonts and everything really using the pen tool, and you'll understand why the pen tool is such a foundational tool to learn. You can download this and you can load it into Adobe Illustrator, and then what you want to do is make sure you create a new layer and then lock this first layer so you don't accidentally start damaging or getting stuck on the wrong layer. So it's P the shortcut, or you just come over here, and we're just using the pen tool today. So to start off, as the absolute most basic is, we're just going to redraw these shapes. So come up to a corner, click once to start it, and then click again to draw one line. Also, a great thing to know from the start is if you hold shift, that will lock the angle. So it'll lock to here, and then the 45, and then the 90, the horizontal. So it's great to know that from the start. So using shift, we can always draw perfectly straight lines. Come across, shift. I'm still holding shift, I'm just clicking. That's all I'm doing right now. And then shift to finish it off. So now this is very much the same. We just need to work on the fundamentals, and then once you understand the fundamentals, you can start doing more complex things much easier. So for a straight, hold shift and come across. We're not going to have to hold shift when we do this angle because it only does the 45s. It doesn't actually do all the angles. And then when you come back, that will close the shape and it'll connect to the path there. You can start moving on to the next one, and you can understand how you can start doing more complex shapes very easily. Straight lines are, and where all the angles and the corners are. And you can just keep going. So once you understand, that's understanding the straights, the straight lines and the rectangles. That's the most fundamental one to understand. And then once you understand that one, you can start moving on to curves. So the way that you want to curve something is that you want to click once to start it. And then when you go to click again, instead of just clicking down once to draw a straight line, you want to hold the left click as you click down. So hold it down, and then you can start pulling it, and you can start making curves with the lines as well. So as you can see, we can start curving it whichever way we want. We're just holding the left mouse click down the whole time that we're trying to curve it. The same thing works as well, is that if you hold shift, it will lock the angle. So it will just bounce to the locked ones. So then you can start moving on to working on these curves, and straights you'll pick up really quickly. Curves will definitely take longer. I still struggle sometimes with curves and I have to go back and readjust things. But let's just say we do that one there, and then when we want to come up and draw the next one. Now you might look at this and you think, oh, this middle one here looks a little weird. That doesn't look like it is following the line properly. Or this one here isn't following either. So you can come down to the points that you put your point on, and you want to use the direct selection tool, so this one, or click A on the keyboard for the shortcut, and you want to come down and select the point, and then you can pull these handles, and that will actually move. You can see that it's moving the angle again, and you can go in and you can fix up the angle. So if you don't get it right the first time, that's okay, because then you can go in and select and say, okay, we need to actually move this one around a little bit and make it so that it flows better. From here, you can start doing the same things we were doing before of making full shapes with the pen tool. So we'll start here, and we'll go to the outside here. So you can start making shapes as well with curves on them once you understand that you can hold the left mouse and then you can start making different angles and shapes. Another thing you need to remember when using the pen tool is you don't want to use lots and lots of points. You want to actually use the least amount of points as possible. So I don't want to go from here and then do one little angle here and then follow up the angle around here somewhere and then keep going here to draw another angle. You actually want to do just one angle here if possible. Even if you can do an angle over here, that's great, but as you can see, that's actually too sharp of an angle. It's not going to actually cover it properly. So we need to go up here and draw the angle there, and so it follows the shape. So what you want to focus on, the most simplest way to understand it, is that you really want to just find the most furthest points of the shape. So it will make more sense why you start doing it. So say you start here, you want to think, okay, where's the furthest point of this shape? Is here. So you'll want to pull the pen tool to there. And then going down, you want to look at where's the furthest point that you can use it here. So you would want to go here next, and then from here, you should be able to go all the way down there. And because this shape is symmetrical, you can just follow it again on the other side. So I follow this when I design fonts and logos and everything, because you don't want too many anchor points. You want to actually use as least as possible. So you can kind of go through and dissect the shape and think, okay, before I even start, I'm going to work out, I can do one here, and then I can go to this one and follow that same system. Once you've worked out how to use the straights and make simple shapes, and then from there make curve shapes, you actually understand that you can make fonts and you can make logos and everything with the pen tool actually. Like, look how simple the Adidas logo is actually to make. All it is really a more complex square. It's just a few rectangles. And you invert that. And I'm using a little cheats here that I'm not showing you, but if I scale these down, I've pretty much made the Adidas logo straight away. And then the Twitter logo is a good one to use as an example for practicing the curves, because it has enough curves on it that you'll understand what I mean when I was saying about let's try to use as least anchor points as possible, but you'll also understand that it's actually quite simple to redraw. Here's a quick tip as well, is that see that we did the point here and now it's trying to make me start all the way over here. It's overshooting it. So if I want to go down here and try to pull it, it's going to do this weird angle because it's trying to predict the path that it thinks that you're going to go. So it thinks that I'm going to keep going this way. So to stop this, you can come up with the pen tool and this little half a triangle symbol will appear when you hover over the anchor point. If you click the anchor point, it'll restart it. You can restart the anchor point and then you can choose the direction that you want to go. So the opposite of just clicking on the anchor point to restart the path direction, we can do the opposite of actually setting up where we're going to make the path continue so that we don't get these ganky corners and it actually looks like a better rounded shape. So instead of just clicking it, if you hold down and pull, you'll be able to pull the handle and tell the path which way you want to go. If we hold Option as well, or Alt, while we click and hold the left mouse button, we'll only pull one side. If we don't hold Option, it'll pull both sides. But now we're just pulling one side. If we pull it out here, about there, now when we let go, and now when we want to draw our path, it's already starting to curve because we've told it that we're going to go this way. It knows the path direction that we want to continue on. So like that, I've been able to easily redraw the Twitter logo.